Hey friend, how are you today? Hope you're well. Welcome to Fearless and Flourishing, where we encourage and empower women and especially single mamas, see you out there, to thrive and live your best life. I'm your host, Sarah Simon. I'm a life coach, I'm an artist, I'm a singer, writer, I'm a friend. But most importantly, my favorite hat is mom, because I'm a single mom. It is my joy to share what I've learned along the way with you, and maybe we can connect. Maybe there's some things that I've learned that may resonate with you. And in episodes to come, I look forward to hosting other friends and women I honor and respect to share their insight with you as well. I hope that we can be a nurturing space for you. I hope you feel like I am someone in your corner cheering you on, because I am. So today we're going to talk about, drum roll, self-care. Self-care is one of my favorite topics because it's so very important. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. If you're a living, breathing human being, self-care matters. Self-care is not selfish. Many times we don't actively practice self-care because we think it is selfish, but it is not. The fact of the matter is, we cannot pour from an empty cup. I had a friend who said that a lot. I used to work at a domestic crisis center and I taught several classes, and one of them was called Extreme Self-Care, based on a book that I'd read. You can go look that up on Amazon. And it gave me some ideas. We're going to talk about 6 ideas today of how we can practice a little bit of that extreme self-care, especially for women and my singles and single moms. You ready? Good, I am. I'm so excited. All right, we're just going to go over them real quick and then we'll go into each one. Quick and practical self-care. So important, because if it's not quick, most of us won't do it, right? So let's talk about ways that we can put those into practice. Second one, rest and recovery. And then we've got emotional and mental wellness, body movement and health, our physical wellness, right? Connection and joy. And lastly, practical lifestyle self-care. Things like delegating or finances. So last episode, we talked about boundaries and we talked about making peace with limitations. That is so important because we can't do it all. We can't. But why is it so important to practice self-care? I have this little magnet that I got from a bookstore in our town, and I keep it on my stove hood in a place where I can see it almost every day. I don't know if you can read it from where you are, but it says the world needs who you were made to be. And that is so, so true, friend. The world needs who you were made to be. We can't be that person if we're burnt out. We can't be the mom and the friend and wife if you're married. We can't be the partner or do anything that we want to do. We can't move towards our goals and our dreams if we're not moving from a filled up space. So, number 1, quick and practical self-care. All right. So as busy women, and often we are caregivers, right? We have children. We may have parents who are aging. We may have a spouse or a significant other. We may have a very hectic job that really takes a lot of time. Maybe you have to, maybe you're responsible for taking care of others or pets, right? Quick and practical self-care. Okay, let's talk about some short rituals that we can do that are 5 to 10 minutes. That's not too long, right? It's not an hour, not a day. We're not taking a day off to go to the spa. We're not putting everything on pause. How about some stretching? That feels so good, doesn't it? Some deep breathing. Something that I learned, it resets the autonomic nervous system. When we breathe in for 4 seconds, we hold it for 4 seconds, and then we slowly exhale from our mouth, like we're breathing through a straw for 5 seconds. And just do that a few times. You can close your eyes if you need to. You can open them. But the most important thing is that you just take a few breaths just for you. And you'll feel better after you do it, even just a couple times. Another thing that we can do, we can journal. Mel Robbins, I bet a lot of you are familiar with her. She recommends getting up in the morning and just doing some brain dumping or free writing for 5 minutes. That is really, really effective to get things out of here and onto paper where we can actually see them or at least get it out of our system. So if you don't have a lot of time to do some extensive journaling, then just do it for 5 minutes. You can even set a timer and just know that this doesn't go on forever. When the timer goes off, so does my journal time. Another thing we can do mini spa moments at home. I've done a few of these this weekend. I had to cook tonight, or it was 2 nights ago. I made dinner. For example, I made dinner last night too, but you know what I'm saying. So when I had to cook, but I really needed some skincare. So I went to the bathroom. I took 5 minutes. I put on a face mask. And then I went and I chopped vegetables and chopped my meat and I made the soup. And by the time I was done stirring all that, I could step away and take off the face mask. And let me see if I have a picture. Just for entertainment purposes. Oh. Let's see if I can find that towards the end. Oh, here it is. Here's me. I think it's funny. Mini spa moments, right? So we can do that. Maybe you can go to the store and get yourself some brand new pajamas, something really soft that feels good. When you come home at night, just change your clothes into pajamas. That gets your brain into reset and relax mode. Another thing we can do, you can hear my background. I've got some Dabby keys playing, Dabby P keys, or some instrumental music. You can even spend 40, 50 bucks. Look on Amazon, there's some possibilities there, or 100 if you want. You can do as much as you want with that. Change your shower head to a nice rainfall shower head so that when you take a shower, when you have a moment, it's going to feel like a spa when you step into it. You can paint your toenails while you're folding laundry. There's different things that we can do that we don't always think about, where we can prioritize self-care as we're doing something else. We can couple it with something else, right? Another thing, and that quick and practical self-care, nutrition shortcuts, okay? Prep snacks when you do have time. Maybe get some things ready from some frozen fruit, some frozen bananas, some frozen strawberries, get a protein powder, make yourself a smoothie. This morning, I made myself a green drink. I haven't done that in a while, and that's really good for our energy. You can get some spirulina powder, you can get some greens, put it with some water and ice, and it's a really great pick-me-up that doesn't take a long time. You can maybe do some food prep and make fruit bowls, or look up some recipes for protein bites, something that is quick and easy that you can do when you do have time. All right, moving on to number 2, rest and recovery. Okay, this one might feel a little spanked here because I know I often do. Getting enough sleep. Are you getting enough sleep at night? Are you getting the recommended 7 to 8 hours? Or are you kind of skirting by 5 hours, 6 hours? Just not quite getting enough rest. We cannot recover physically if we do not give ourselves that space at night to sleep. And no one really likes to if you're busy. but it's important. So, if you are hitting the gym, if you're taking time to prioritize your physical self-care, which we'll get into in a minute, our bodies can't recover from that very well if we're not getting enough hours rest. And it helps too if you can take some time to declutter your bedroom, or at least out of eyesight. Or maybe you need a new mattress, or maybe you need a new crisp cotton or warm flannel set of sheets in the winter, something that will make you feel restful when you get in it, or a new pillow, something supportive where you can drift off to dreamland and have an easier time falling asleep. Maybe a sound machine would help. Maybe you need to turn the temperature down at night so you can rest better. Okay, so scheduled breaks is another thing that we can do. Okay, as busy women, sometimes there is no time. When you're taking care of your parents, I had a season I was absolutely pulled. I was taking care of my stepfather. I was trying to be a mom. I was homeschooling my son. I was working. I was taking care of at least 2 households on top of just trying to keep myself together. I was barely getting 6 hours of sleep at night, and I need 8 hours. But something that you can do during those times of intensity, take some scheduled breaks, 5 to 10 minutes. And if you have to pencil it in on your planner or tell someone that you have an appointment, you do. You have an appointment with yourself, and it is not something that should be taken lightly. You can sip your tea, sip your coffee, even just sip a cool glass of water or lemonade without guilt. Maybe read a devotional, or read 10 pages or 5 pages in a book that's inspiring to you, or something that you can get your mind off of your daily routine. And then another thing about our rest and recovery is quiet and boundaries. So quiet time and boundaries. Maybe if you're a busy mom, that means that during nap time, the children don't have to sleep, but they have to be quiet so that you can get a break and rest your mind and have a few breaths to recharge for the rest of the night. Because taking care of little ones is a full-time job in itself, right? And then we have all these other things too. So make time to prioritize your rest and recovery. The music stop. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about, we're halfway through. Thank you for hanging in with me so far. I'm so excited about this topic because it is my heart to just pour into you. Emotional and mental wellness. Okay, we talked about it a little bit. Journaling. Why do we journal? What's the point? We get things out of our head onto something tangible, paper, right? It's also a record of where we are. And maybe when we look back at it, it's a record of where we've been and how much progress that we've made, right? But a big part of journaling, is processing our emotion. What am I feeling today? Why am I feeling like this? Does it even make sense? Is it connected to something else? And then also, it's important to note and celebrate your wins. How amazing is that? And something that I've been doing every night for the past several days, I am writing down what brings me joy that day. If I don't feel like writing, if I don't really want to take the time, I can remember what brought me joy that day. And that energizes us. And then we can look back at our journal and see all the amazing things that have happened in our life, all the amazing things that God has done for us, all the amazing things that we had prayed for weeks and months prior. And now look what happens. We're walking in that. And sometimes we don't see it because we're up close to it. But when we journal it and reflect on it, it gives us opportunity to see it for what it is. Like, wow, I have a wonderful life. Look at this amazing thing that's happened to me today. Look at these beautiful moments with my kids or my loved ones. Look how I've grown. Look what I did today that I didn't think that I could do. Look at this blessing that happened to me. Another part of emotional and mental wellness is affirmations, self-worth, or patience, hope, things that you can write down and say every day. I have a note card on the inside of my kitchen cabinet where I open my glassware, and I can see it. And at least once a week, I should do it once a day, but I do it once a week. So, right, that's a start, isn't it? Once a week, I say these things like, thank you, God, for bringing me this and this and this. Thank you that I am this. I am this. This is happening. This is going to work out. And there's also some really great ones on YouTube. You could just search affirmations for such and such. Like, everything is going to work out for me. Sometimes we get into mental negative trajectories, right? Where it just doesn't feel like we are moving in a positive direction, or the thing that we had our heart set on isn't happening, or we just don't see things working out. But when we change our thoughts, we change our feelings. And when we change our thoughts and we change our feelings, we change the trajectory that we go on in life. And that's exciting. It really is. We actually create scientifically new neural pathways when we begin to think new thoughts. And sometimes it can feel like taking a machete and knocking down all the tall trees and weeds and plants in the jungle because we haven't walked that way before. But the more practice we have at this, and the more often we affirm those things, like, everything is working out for me. God, thank you for opening the doors that no man can shut, right? Thank you, God, that I'm blessed and I'm the head and not the tail. Thank you, Lord, that you've given me everything I need for life and godliness. And thank you, Father, that you are wanting my dreams to come true more than I do. But there's lots and lots of different affirmations that you can say that are tailor-made just for you. And there's someone that I followed quite often on YouTube, not so much recently, but prior. He would do daily prophetic words. He'd release them in email or on social media. His name is Doug Addison, really positive guy. And he would say that if there's a negative thought in your head, or if the enemy's telling you, oh, this is never going to happen, something like that, flip it like that. When a problem comes along, you must flip it, right? So you flip that thing. So instead of saying nothing's going to work out for me, you just say everything is working out for me. There's a movie called The Marigold Hotel, I think that's the name of it, where it says, if everything is not all right, it's not the end, right? Because everything works out in the end. Everything will be all right in the end. All right, yes. So we've got journaling, processing our emotions, and celebrating our wins. Affirmations, self-worth, patience, hope, whatever you need, you're winning. Did you know that every day you're winning? You get closer to your wins. Every day you get closer to your dreams. Every day you get closer to your best self. I'm also a huge fan of therapy, and you can do support groups also if that appeals to you. You can do them online, in person. There's so many different things. Like, I'm not a partner with them yet, but BetterHelp, right? You've heard those types of places advertised a lot, especially after the pandemic, right? A lot of things are available online that weren't before. So we have a lot of resources out there. And if one therapist isn't a good fit for you, there will be another one. Keep trying. Don't give up if you don't have an immediate connection with that person. Because just like our friendships, we're not going to be close to everyone. We're not going to have a relationship with everyone, but there are going to be people that you feel more comfortable with. So keep trying. But I've had some really great luck with therapy in my life, with therapists, finding good ones. And it hasn't been that difficult. And they have been wonderful, wonderful tool in my mental health toolbox. And I think that if we go to doctors for checkups and we go to mechanics for tune-ups on our car, why would we not also go to a therapist for checkups and tune-ups on our mental health? And if you're married, go to therapy with your partner too, because it's really important. Sometimes we miss things in translation, or we don't always see all sides, right? But someone who has training in that field and someone who really is in that career because they care, they're going to find ways to help you meet your goals and move past the hurdles that you feel like are holding you back and help propel you forward in a way that you couldn't do on your own. Okay, we are halfway done. Number 4, body movement and health. This is so important. They're all important, but come on. Body movement and health. Several years ago, I was going through a very, very difficult relationship situation. And I moved across several states back in with my father. And I didn't really know where to start. But I worked on my nutrition. I started taking vitamins. I cut out the junk in my life. And then I also started going to the gym. And I started weightlifting. And when things were really difficult, when my body hurt, when I didn't want to go, when I wanted to just crawl back into the bed, I would tell myself, strong mind, strong body. Strong body, strong mind. They feed into each other. So sometimes we don't exercise because it feels like we don't have enough time. But let's talk about things that we can do that are accessible. Like at-home yoga. We can put on a YouTube video. There's so many possibilities, even for like 10 minutes for stress relief, or 20 minutes for sore bodies, or 10 minutes for anxiety. Lots and lots of options. We can walk our dogs, right? I have 3, so lots of opportunities for walking there. We can push our kids in a stroller if we have little ones. That's something that I used to do a lot when my son was small. We would walk all over town. And walking also helps us process things mentally and emotionally. The right and left movement, it just helps us neurologically process thoughts and feelings. So it's extremely helpful for our mental and emotional health to walk. And it's not, it doesn't have a lot of high impact on the body. So it's a very, very good exercise. Aim for, if you can, aim for 8,000 steps. I have a tracker on my phone that I use, and it tells me how many steps approximately that I take every day if I keep my phone on me. So other people wear like fitness rings or Apple Watches, and that's something you can do too. You can dance with your kids. You can do other YouTube workouts. If you don't want to do any of those things, you could just get some weights. Listen, you can get some inexpensive weights at stores like Five Below or thrift stores. And it doesn't take a lot to start working on your health. So I would encourage you to dig in and start somewhere. Don't feel like you have to have this full setup. Just start wherever you are and take the time that you have. So I weightlift, and I'm really glad that I do. But sometimes I don't always have an hour and a half to give my routine. So what I'll do, if I even have 45 minutes or 30 minutes, I will still go, and I will feel better after I left. And recently, I wasn't feeling so good because I took about a month off I didn't plan to, but it just worked out that way. And this week I've been back to the gym, and at first it just hurt to walk because I my body was just hurting because I hadn't exercised it. But today I went, and let me tell you, I felt fantastic. I was able to do almost as much as I did a month ago. So don't let time that has passed keep you from starting again. And don't let limitations on time keep you from starting at all. So that's my encouragement for you today. Next thing, how about preventative care, right? Going to the doctor for your checkup, keeping those appointments, making them, and then keeping them. How about taking supplements like multivitamin or something else that maybe like B12 that your body needs? Going to clinics, maybe just for health monitoring. You can get something called an in-body scan that'll tell you how much of your body percentage is muscle and fat and how much is visceral fat around the organs and how much is water weight and if you're dehydrated or not. So that's a really good starting place to see where you are with your body, with your physical health. And how about just something simple like juicing? Start with what you got. I like omega juicers. I've had a couple of those. But even when my son was really little, I would put him on a chair and I would peel the carrots and he would put the carrots in the chute and we'd make carrot apple juice. Even when he was just a baby, like barely starting to walk. So this is something that you can really get the kids involved with too, if you have children. Or if you're a busy single, for example, you can, or busy wife, you can even make a couple jars of this and just put it in the fridge. And then you've got a couple mornings of juice to kickstart your day, get your body the nutrients that it needs. And it's a really great way to start your day. And if you can't do that, just get the green juice. Something simple. Just think simple, simple, simple. Simple and fast. Number 5, connection and joy. My friends, this is super important. Why? Talking from an introvert here. Why do we need to connect with other people? Because we're made for it. We were made to connect with each other. They say that no man is an island, right? No woman is an island. We are created to meet each other. We're created to not be independent, which the Western culture encourages. We're not created to be codependent. That's negative, right? But what we do want is interdependence, healthy dependence. Like, for example, the physical body. Can an arm or a leg exist on its own? We need each other. We move together. All right. So what are ways that we can connect with each other? How about phone calls? When's the last time that you called somebody that you were thinking of? A lot of times we will text and we'll send messages or we'll post on Facebook. My cousin and I were talking about, why don't we do family reunions anymore? And part of it, I think, is because we're so used to posting our social statuses and things that we are going through and things that we've done, our vacations, whatever, on Facebook and social media. So we feel like we're already connecting with people, but it's a pseudo connection. It's not in person. It's not over the phone. We have lost the personal touch. And again, after COVID, this is less and less, right? Because during COVID, we had 6 feet away and we couldn't even see our loved ones at all. So how much more important is it now to regain that sense of connection with someone? Do video chat. do phone call, meet in person. And if you have little ones, how about mom meetups? Or if you're a caregiver, maybe you can do a caregiver meetup. If you're taking care of an aging parent, then maybe just schedule a walk at the park or a meet at one of your homes. That way it doesn't require as much effort. Or maybe someone else can take care of your children or your parent or loved one while you have a break for 2 hours. That would be worth it, wouldn't it? Just to have a break so you can breathe. It's so important. I know I say important a lot, but it really is. All these things are because you are important. Because the world needs who you were made to be. How about some creative hobbies for connection and creating joy with yourself? What makes you feel alive? This is another thing that I'm really passionate about. Sometimes we get lost as to what our purpose is in the world, but I really think it starts with what makes us feel alive. What lights your fire? What makes it worth it to you? And if it's been a while since you've had a hobby, just try exploring some new ones. Something that I did years ago when my son was more small, I started working with fiber arts, and I participated as an artist in the Fiber Arts Festival. And from there, I met some really great friends who worked for the Art Center. So my son and I volunteered at the Art Center, and then I became a member of the board. And it further expanded my network of these wonderful friends. And I felt like my son and I were both welcome in a lot of these spheres. And then we got involved with the Art and Music Festival from there. So it was really meaningful. It was a lot of fun. So there's a lot of things around you that maybe you're good at and maybe you're passionate about. My stepdad, after when he was single before he married my mom, he would volunteer every Thanksgiving and maybe Christmas, but at least holidays at the food kitchen. And he volunteered for other things. So put your volunteer hat on and see where you can serve. And no doubt you'll be making friends and connections in no time. And a lot of these places will welcome your children too, if you have them. So don't feel like it's only if you're single or only if you're married, because a lot of times people are looking for connection just like you, and they know what it feels like. How about playful bonding with your kids if you're a mom? Like board games, or making things with Play-Doh, or painting or art, or going and doing sidewalk chalk, or having a dance party, or making popcorn together and watching the movie that they picked, or taking a hike. We took a hike the other day and it was so amazing just to be out in nature. It felt so good. So I'm sure there's beautiful places near you, and I would love for you to go explore them too. Maybe you like music, maybe you like gardening. Do something that is just for you and build that joy. Fill up your joy cup. Very important. And the last one, thank you so much for joining me today, bud. Practical and lifestyle self-care. All right, you see behind me, let's see if I point in the right direction over here. That is my essential oils diffuser. I love essential oils. I've loved them for years and years and years. This is my personal favorite. I love lavender. I love this company. It's wonderful. So that really helps to set the atmosphere in your home. Your home environment, right? We talked a little bit about decluttering. That's not always easy. So invite a friend over and then do it together. And then you can do it for her home as well, if you want. if she wants, or you can maybe help her with something else that she needs help with. I've got candles behind me, other side, candles behind me. I have plants. I love plants in my home. They purify the air. They bring the outside in. Another thing, practical and lifestyle self-care, besides aromatherapy and plants, candles, financial self-care, right? We're going to talk about this another time in a different episode. But how about just doing some budget checks for your peace of mind? Sometimes we can feel like we're an ostrich burying our head in the sand because we don't want to face it or we don't know. So we're just going to keep spending whatever we need to spend and hopefully it's in there. But what if we actually took time to set a budget and just did some check-ins? You can also have an app on your phone, or you can log into your bank's website and just monitor. Okay, this is gone for this is gone for this. How much do I have left? What else is coming up? Write it on paper. I like to see things on paper. And if that's a spreadsheet on your computer, there's so many apps to help you with this too, by the way. And there's some that you can even just take photos of your receipts and it puts them into a budget. So if you don't want to write it down and you're more tech savvy, you can absolutely do that on your phone and your computer. So many different ways. But financial self-care is actually a way to guard your peace of mind. So give that a little food for thought. And then lastly, in the practical and self-care lifestyle area, delegating or outsourcing whenever possible. All right, if you have the budget for it, how about getting someone to clean your house once a week, twice a month, even once a month to do the deep cleaning? Wouldn't that take some pressure off? Or how about grocery delivery? That would be amazing too. A lot of us use DoorDash, right? But what about the grocery delivery? You can, if you're on a break from work, if you're waiting in the carpool line, if you are waiting for a doctor's appointment, you just pull up the app, right? And you add what you want and you can schedule the delivery and pay for it. And you can either pick it up with your car and have it put right in your trunk, or you can have it delivered to your home. I actually have the Sam's Club membership where it will deliver it to my home free, and it's amazing. It's really nice. It takes a lot of the stress away because if you've got dog food or if you get boxes of protein shakes like I do, that can be heavy. And then someone else delivers it right to you. So you don't have to put it in or out of your car. And then it just arrives. So you can have the kids or whoever's at your house, take it in, put it away. It's done. You don't have to go to the store. You don't have to go in and out of your car. You just order it on the app, order it on the website, and it's done. So delegating things. Or how about carpool swaps if you've got kids, trading babysitting. That way you get a break. Not everybody has parents or grandparents that are able to stay with the kids and help if you're a single mama. But most of us have friends. And if you don't have any friends yet, you don't have anyone in your wheelhouse or support network, I hope that this episode has given you a few ideas of where to find them. And just know that you are wonderful, that you are worth pouring into, that you matter. And as you fill up your cup, your life is going to be more restful, more peaceful, more full of joy. And you're going to create some wonderful memories and model wonderful skill sets for your children and loved ones along the way. Auntie's going to the gym. Look at that. Auntie's eating healthy. Mom prioritizes her rest. Mom reads a book once a week or on the weekends, or mom takes walks. There's so many things that we can do to take care of ourselves and to model that for other people. Even just taking vitamins a day and drinking water. Try to get a gallon of water if you can. It's hard, but that's a good goal, right? Sometimes we just don't want water, and that's okay. Drink juice, drink tea. But I believe in you. There's so many different ways that we can practice self-care. You are worth pouring into. And what are your ideas? If I haven't talked about something, leave it in the comments. I would love to hear what your suggestions are, or what do you do for self-care? So at Fearless and Flourishing, I hope that you feel encouraged and empowered today. I hope that you have been encouraged and feel like you can thrive a little bit more. And just know that you are so, so valuable. And thank you for joining me on my journey of leading this podcast. And please like and subscribe. That would mean so much to me. It's so good to see you. And if you know that someone else might enjoy this as well or be encouraged by it, would you share? Thank you so much. And you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.